Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Dramaniacs. I am right back here on Dramaniac TV for Almost Naked Conversation with myself, Szebastian Onne. Well, before we begin, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Please share the link. Please share this broadcast right now. Show me that you care. Sharing is caring. Tag a friend you want to come along and watch with you right now. Share on your timeline. Share in any groups. You can even share it as a message with your friends or start a watch party. Share it with a buddy. Drop a hashtag live if you're watching right now. Drop hashtag replay if you'll be watching after the broadcast is finished. Give me some love. Tell me where you're from. Where are you tuning in from right now? Tell me what you do. Let's get to know each other. So, with a little bit of housekeeping, once again, if you're watching, this is getting broadcasted in many places. Broadcasted? Well, this is being broadcasted, yes. On many pages. So wherever you're right now, come to bit.ly/anC show 901. So I can see your comments, I can see that you're commenting, I can see that you're reacting, and I can interact with you, and I can give you a shout out. So once again, if you just tuned in, you're watching Almost Naked Conversation with Szebastian Onne, and that is me on Dramaniac TV. So let's begin with why I'm here today. I'm here to talk about truth. Do you accept your truth? Do you deal with what reality is? Do you deal with what you're really facing in your life? Well, let me just, before we actually start, just a little disclaimer. You hear a lot of noises. There's some construction work going on just literally next door. And you will probably have my dogs talk in between, trying to take over the show. So if that happens, please bear with me. So speaking about truth, accepting your truth, that's what I'm here for today. I want to discuss accepting your truth, importance of accepting your truth. We struggle with dealing with reality, and that's half the trouble. So many times we pretend things, we are not ourselves, we are trying to portray something we are not. We create an impression of ourselves that is not real. But the question is, do you accept the truth because others need to know it? Or do you accept the truth because you need to acknowledge what your reality is? I always say, and I say this from my own experience, until you accept your own reality, your own truth, your own circumstances, you cannot really have a feeling of relief. You cannot go on in life as a happy person. You cannot celebrate who you really are until you accept your truth. I'm going to speak from my personal experience. I have been several times in life, and in fact for some things several years in my life, I have been denying the reality that I was in. I've been denying the truth that I face, that exist in my life, the circumstances that I live in. And every single time when I did that, I wasn't happy. I was always stressed. I was always jumpy because I was trying to fight the reality. I was trying to fight the truth of my life, and that's not a happy place to be, right? If you're watching right now, please comment and tell me if you agree, disagree, if you have any other comment, and tell me where you're watching from right now. Please tell me where you're watching from right now. So I see there's somebody logged in, and Anu, thank you for watching. Thank you for your reaction. And yes, please, anywhere you are, please comment, please like, and please let me know that you're in the conversation with me right now. So once again, if you do not have Facebook, or if one of your friends doesn't have Facebook, they can come to dramaniac.com/live to participate in this conversation. So Everybody can join in. They will not be able to comment, but they can still participate. Now, coming back to the fact, we're having an almost naked conversation today about truth, accepting your own truth, accepting your own fears. And until you accept your own truth, until you deal with your own truth, you will not have a happy life. You will not be satisfied in life. You'll not be relaxed in life. You'll always be stressed. You'll always be depressed. You'll always be struggling. To overcome that struggle, you really need to begin with accepting your truth. And trust me, when I say the day I accepted the truth of my life, some challenges that I was facing, my life changed. I started to feel happy. I started to feel content. I started to have more focus on what I needed to achieve. And I started to feel unafraid. The fear started going away. So accept your truth, and accept your fear. Accept what you're afraid of. Until you accept what you're afraid of, you're not going to be able to deal with it. You need to accept your fear. You need to acknowledge your fear, and then only you can actually go on and move on in life for bigger things. You can fight your fear. Hi, Ross. Yes. So once again, if you're watching from anywhere, Ross, thank you for joining from South Australia. You're watching live. So anybody who's watching anywhere else, guys, please come to www.facebook.com/DramaniacTV. Let me put that up so that people can find it. Let me just quickly go, and there we go. So yes, if you want to comment, if you want me to see your comments, if you want me to react to you guys, if you want me to give you a shout out, please come to Facebook at DramaniacTV. So I was talking about accepting your truth and accepting your fear. Until you accept your fear, until you accept your truth, until you accept your circumstances, you will never find the happiness, you will never find the confidence to move on and do something bigger, to face your fear. To be able to face your fear, you first need to acknowledge that it exists. Until you acknowledge that the fear exists, how are you going to face it? If you're living in denial, you are not going to be able to deal with it. Thank you, Ross. Thank you for sharing. So yes, unless you accept your truth, unless you accept your fear, you will not be able to move past it. You will not be able to face it, and you will not be able to have the happiness, the focus, the strength in life to face that fear and fight that fear and be successful. Accept your circumstances. We are so embarrassed of our circumstances. We are so ashamed of our circumstances. And that's the problem. We live most of our lives being so ashamed, trying to hide the embarrassment. We create an embarrassment in our mind that if people find this out, how are they going to react? How are they going to judge me? And while I'm talking, guys, please be with me while if I look a little bit distracted. I'm just going to post a poll, and as soon as I make the poll live, I would love you to actually tell me what is holding you back from experiencing your truth. So be with me as I prepare the poll. Sorry. And yes, while I'm preparing the poll, so let's get back to the topic. What's holding you back? What really is it that's holding you back from accepting your truth and moving on in life and doing bigger things? Is it your ego? Are you too ashamed to be seen as vulnerable? Is it your fear of judgment by others? Are you constantly struggling that you don't want others to judge you? Again, it kind of goes back to ego. So what really is holding you back? Or are you a people pleaser? That's one of the biggest problems. A lot of us are people pleasers. We're trying to please others when we don't have to. We spend our lives trying to please others. We spend our lives trying to constantly trying to constantly see others smile at the cost of our own happiness. Thank you, Susan, for tuning in from Tallahassee, Florida, and that's great, Ross. So Ross is saying, I'm experiencing my truth. I have done quite a lot of work on myself. That's it. That's what it is, mate. Once we accept our truth, once we start working on our fears, acknowledging what is my reality, acknowledging what am I scared of. The minute we acknowledge, the moment we accept it, the work begins, the success begins, because now we know what we need to fight against. Now we know what the real challenge of life is. Now we know what is the fear we are standing against. Exactly. Susan, you're so right. So many of us live in the fear of what will others think. And speaking of which, there's a poll going on. The poll is, what is holding you back from accepting your truth? Please go and answer the poll. It's live poll and it will be available after this show as well. So please go and vote in your poll so I can involve you guys more and I can understand more. So that's it. The fear of judgment. We're so scared of what others will say. You know what? When you accept the truth you're living, when you accept the fears you're facing, when you accept your circumstances, irrespective of what others have to say, what's going on, how others are going to react, the moment you realize you don't owe an explanation, you don't need to answer anybody else because your circumstances are yours. Only you understand your circumstances, others don't. The moment you realize that, the moment you take that power back, the moment you accept the reality, you become powerful again. You get the strength to fight any hurdle that comes your way. You become the warrior, you become the survivor, not just constantly struggling. You don't remain, you're no more a victim, you become a warrior. Once you accept your truth, once you accept your reality, once you accept your fear, you can finally focus on the things that you can do. You can finally focus on what you need to achieve, how you're going to achieve that. What strategies do you need to use to overcome that struggle, overcome that fear, overcome that hurdle? So let that fear go. Accept what it is, what's happening with you, accept what your circumstances are, then stand up, fight that fear with a clear focus, with a strategy, and focus on things that you need to achieve. Focus on how you're going to overcome that fear and ignore what others have to say. I'm not saying be rude, I'm not saying be arrogant, I'm saying focus on yourself, focus on your truth, pardon me, focus on what your reality is, and then focus on how do you overcome those struggles that you're dealing with right now. And once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is Almost Naked Conversation with Szebastian Onne, myself, on Unfiltered TV. If you're just tuning in right now, please go ahead and share with your friends. Tag a friend who you believe is not accepting the truth of your life, is not accepting the circumstances they are, is living in denial, and that's why they're struggling a lot. Ask them to come in here and watch this, and let's have a conversation. Let's accept the truth, let's accept the fear, and then fight against it. And then focus on things that you can do, you can achieve in your life. Once again, if you're watching this live, please put in the comments, #live. If you will be watching a replay, please #replay in the comments. And please let me know where you're watching in from. Where are you tuning in from? Where in the world you are right now? And please, like, love, share, tag a friend. Let's get the conversation going. So moving along, once you overcome your fear, once you accept your fear, you start to overcome the fear. You actually start to find the focus on things you need to do. And one thing I will tell you, when you're scared, when you're afraid, when you are struggling with the truth, and when you don't know what really is happening, when you don't know how to judge people, when you don't know what the circumstances are going to be like, listen to your instincts. You know what? Our instincts always tell us what's really happening, what you're capable of, if there is something you should go for or not. We just cloud those instincts by fear of judgment of others, by fear of what others will say, because we get in this ego mindset. No, I cannot be seen weak. I cannot be seen vulnerable. There is nothing wrong in being vulnerable. There's nothing wrong in being seen as weak. It's a strength. It takes power, it takes strength to be seen as vulnerable. And it opens so many doors for you, for help, for support from everywhere around. People who don't even know what you're going through suddenly realize what you're going through, and there are so many people who will come forward to help you. And when you're in doubt, when you don't know what really is going on, when you do not know should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I get into this venture? Should I do this business? Should I take up this job? Should I be friends with this person? Should I date this person? Should I break up with this person? Listen to your instincts. Your instincts will always tell you the truth if you filter out all the noise that's going on around you, the judgment of people, the fears you're living in, the ego, the shame, the embarrassment. Once you really filter all that out, you can listen to your instincts, and your instincts are always going to guide you into taking the right decision. And Ross, you're so right. Mistakes and weaknesses grow the muscle of self. So true, mate. Every mistake that you make, I'm just going to put your comment back up, sorry. So every mistake you make, every weakness you have, they actually help you grow. Because mistakes help you learn. Mistakes give you the experience. And that's when you start to work on your weaknesses. And that's how you grow you're so right, Ross. You grow the muscles of your self-growth. You become a better person. So let your weaknesses come forward. Let your fears come forward and use them to be stronger. Again, speaking of which, also, stop explaining yourself. I am guilty of this. For smallest thing, I explain a lot. I still do. I know that I have reduced a lot, but I also know that I still explain every single action a lot more than it's required. My own friends tell me, don't oversell. And I do that. I know that I keep improving over the years. I know that I'm getting much better, I'm improving, but I know that still remains a struggle for the smallest thing, like if I could not call somebody back. I explain over and over and over and over. If I could not make an appointment, I explain over and over and over. If I did something wrong and I needed to apologize, I apologize over and over and over. And I will say I have reduced a lot, but I still think I do more than what's required. And one of my friends, Alicia, she says very accurately that don't oversell yourself. At times, I still oversell myself. Why do you need to explain? You don't need one apology, one piece of information. One explanation is more than enough. And sometimes, mate, you don't need to explain anything at all. Life is what it is. Things happen, circumstances happen, situations happen. You don't need to explain every single action of yours. You don't need to explain every single circumstances. You don't need to explain why you could or could not do something. When you keep explaining, the biggest loss, the biggest damage that you do is people stop believing you. People stop trusting you because you're just overselling it. You're just doing it too much. And that starts to seep in the seed of doubt. Why is this person explaining over and over again? I have accepted their apology, or I have accepted their explanation, or I have accepted the reason they gave me. Why is this person explaining again? That's the thing. Stop explaining yourself when it's not due. Yes, be polite. Let people know why you could not make to a meeting, why you could not attend something, why you could not complete something. But you're the only one who knows the real circumstances. You're the only one who knows what's going on. And once you explain it as much as they deserve to know, that's it. Stop. Stop explaining yourself. Stop living. Don't spend your energy and time on negative explanation. And this is where I have to bring in a post that I saw from my friend Cindy Rodriguez-Kelly. She posted this: what you allow will continue. What you allow will continue. What you allow will continue. Yes. If you allow yourself to keep explaining, to keep giving excuses, to keep giving justifications, to keep apologizing, it will become a habit for you. It will become a habit for them to expect that. And when you don't do that, they will be disappointed. So stop. Just stop. If you allow yourself to continue something good, that's exactly what will continue. If you allow yourself to have these doubts come in, have all the confusions come in, have all the explanations come in, apologies, on and on and on and on, that's exactly what will continue. That's exactly what will be the pattern. So thank you, Cindy. Whenever you watch this, thank you for posting this. Somehow you always know when to post the right thing just when I'm thinking about it. So remember, what you will allow will continue. So allow something positive, something strong, something affirmative, something that builds you up, not brings you down, right? Speaking of which, please don't be sorry for being you. Please don't apologize for being who you are. You are who you are. I am what I am. For a long time, I did not do these lies. I used to do around 6 years ago. Then somebody said something. They bullied me out of doing what I was always doing. I have been a trainer, a technical trainer, process and product trainer for several companies. I have trained CEOs. I have trained the state leaders of countries. I have trained over 9,000 people. My career started with speaking. My career started with training people of all ages, all backgrounds and everything. And then 6 years ago, suddenly some people make some nasty comments and suddenly I go in a shell. I go in a hiatus and I start being sorry for who I am because apparently I didn't have the right accent. I didn't have the right English. I didn't have the right color. I wasn't white enough to be a presenter on live, on YouTube. That's how people make you think. And if you allow yourself, if you allow that to sit in here, it's going to impact you exactly that way. First thing you've got to stop is don't be sorry for being you. This is my accent. This is my color. This is how I talk. This is how I sound. This is how I behave. And I'm not sorry for being me. And you know, when I realized that once again, after having for years done the, trained so many people, when I realized once again, why am I doing this? Why am I stopping myself? Why am I apologizing for having the accent I have, for having the color I am? I can't change my color. I can't change my accent. Yes, I can try. Yes, I can fake it, but it's going to be fake. It's not going to be me. So I needed to accept who I am is perfect. That is the package. Take it or leave it. I'm not saying you need to be rude. I'm not saying you need to be arrogant. But if people cannot accept you for who you are, they don't deserve to be in your life. They don't deserve your attention and time, period. So, really, sincerely, I'm really saying this, if you really want to change your life, if you really want to live a happy life, do not be sorry for being you. Take pride in who you are. Serve the package that you came with. It's that simple. Not being cheeky here, but maybe I am. And breathe. Just take a deep breath, focus on what you really need in your life, what you need to achieve, what matters to you. Focus on your goals, focus on your vision, focus on your life, focus on the challenges you need to overcome. Then plan, strategize, think how you can overcome things, think how you can change and resolve issues, think how you can make things better, and then take action. Do it. Don't just sit on it. Don't just keep thinking. Take action. Do it. So once again, just breathe. Just take a step back. Just go back. Get away from all the noise. Focus on what you need in life. Focus what you need to happen. Plan about it. Strategize and do it. Really, just take an action and do it. Because only you know your journey. Only you know what you need in your life. Only you know what your goals are, what your mission is, what your vision is. Only you know where you need to be. It's that simple. Once you're clear, once you have taken a step back, understood your vision, understood your path, understood your journey, strategized and started taking action, you can change your life. You can change the life of others. You can inspire so many people around you. You can inspire entire communities. So only you know your journey. Stop explaining to people why you are the way you are, because you are. You just are what you are. It's that simple. Again, going back to the point, accept your truth, accept your fears, acknowledge them, and start living in reality, and then work on changing it towards better goals, better things, better plans, and whatever you want to achieve. And speaking of which, I saw, let me see if I can read this. Sorry, this is really small on my screen. So I read this on, I think, the Positive Mindset page. I can't remember. It just shows there. I will acknowledge in the comments later on. It says, the strongest people I have met have not been given an easier life. They've had to learn to create strength and happiness from dark places. I'm so sorry, I cannot see right now who the author of that quote is. I do apologize. I will credit back in comments as soon as I finish this broadcast. But that's the thing. The strongest people are the people who have actually faced struggles, who have faced difficult situations, who have taken those challenges head on and not given up. So be that person. Be the person who takes the challenge. Be the person who's not scared of tough situations, difficult decisions, difficult choices. Take an action. Once again, it starts with accepting your truth, accepting your fear, and then fighting that fear. Strategize, plan, fight your fear. So that's what really I want you to share. Just remember, you don't owe an explanation to anyone for being who you are. You don't need to stop being afraid of what others will say and focus on what you think about yourself. What you think here and what you think here is going to decide what is visible and what happens in your life, right? So that's pretty much is the Almost Naked Conversation for today. And thank you, everyone who joined in. Susan, Ross, I can see a couple of more people, I think, Anu and Sean. So guys, all of you who joined in, thank you so much. And if you're watching replay, please do hashtag replay. And once again, the poll is going on. I'm just going to put it up on the screen for a second. So there's the poll. You can participate live in the poll. You can also participate after the broadcast finishes. Please vote and let me know what exactly is holding you back from accepting your truth. Or are you living a happy life and you accept your truth and you're satisfied and you're moving on, moving forward in your life? Whatever your experience is, guys, please let me know. And if you would like to appear on my show, please go to dromaniac.com/guest and apply to be a guest. And I'll be more than happy to bring you on and let's have these discussions again and again. So remember, please participate in the poll. I am just going to put the poll up full screen so you can see. Please participate in the poll and be part of this conversation. Let me know what is holding you back from accepting your truth. Thank you, Susan, for joining in. I'm so glad to hear that, mate. Ross is saying, I'm satisfied in my life, which is why I didn't answer the poll. Fair enough. That's what is needed. You know, as long as you're satisfied, as long as you're happy, that's what is needed. So once again, guys, the poll is going here. No, here. Oh God, I just never understand the camera. So there it is, the poll. Please vote on the poll. Tell me what's holding you back. And to summarize, accept your truth, accept your reality, accept your fears, acknowledge them, then fight them with a strategy, plan, and clarity in your life. Stop thinking about what people will say. Stop thinking about the judgments people will have. Think about what you need to achieve, because only you know your circumstances and nobody else. Right? On that note, thank you so much joining in. Thank you so much for joining in. See, this is who I am. Almost Naked Conversation, Uncensored, Unscripted. Thank you so much for joining in, and I will see you next time. Remember, you dream big and we make it happen. See you guys.